Good morning friends, I am Dr. Jigar Shah from Ahmedabad. I am going to show you the technique of modified ender nailing for proximal femoral fracture, which is a very common fracture of day-to-day practice. This technique was invented by Dr. J. Ender in 1970. After that, it is being practiced in India in late 90s, but there were some problems related to back out of the ender nail, penetration of the joint, and stability of the fracture. I have been using this technique since 2003 when I passed my orthopedic residency. Over a period of time, I have done few modifications in this technique. So I am going to show you the modified ender nailing technique today. This surgery is being done in supine position of the patient. Surgeon stands between the two legs. The C-arm comes from the opposite side. The instrument set used is containing 4 nails of each size of 4.5 mm diameter. These are the two owls. This is the terminal impactor, a rotator, 2 benders. This is the extractor, hammer, and the bender. This is very important to understand while inserting the ender nail. While operating on the right leg, this is the anteromedial position of the ender, anterolateral, posterolateral, and posteromedial position of the ender tip. So while you are rotating the nail, you should keep in mind that where will be the tip of the ender nail in both the views, in AP and lateral. This is a 71-year male with domestic fall and type 1B fracture in trochanteric femur with retroversion. This is how the entry is taken at the superior pole of the patella, confirmed under IRTV. As 1 cm incision is put, the entry hole is being gradually widened as these are osteoporotic bones and is sufficiently widened to accommodate 4 nails. This is how it finally looks under IRTV. An artery forceps is just put to locate the entry site. Size is determined from superior pole of the patella right up to the subchondral area. Now the nails are bent. The pre-bending is done this way. A posterior bend is given at the distal tip around 3 cm proximal to the distal tip I. An anterior bend is given at around 2 cm as per the anti version of the femoral neck. A medial bend is given to have 3-point fixation right at the shaft, shoulder or neck of the nail and the tip of the nail so that it rests onto the calcar. Now the nail is introduced. The assistant holds the nail in line with the shaft, taken up to the fracture site, confirmed in both the views. It's going center in both the views and in. So it is introduced and the rotator is chained to the terminal impactor and you take care that you don't lose the contact with the eye. The nail is pushed in right up to the subchondral area. So this is the final position in both the views and this is quite satisfactory. This is the distal end. The second nail is taken of the same size, 4.5 mm diameter, and bands are given, posterior band, anterior band, and the medial band. This is how the bent nail looks, which gives 3-point fixation. To prevent back out, what I do is I push the previous nail inside the medullary canal so that it does not come out. And with collapse of the fracture, the nails go down. This is at the medial side and in posterior in the lateral view. So it is pushed in. Now it is abutting the medial wall. So now I will rotate it little anterior and little lateral so that it will not abut the medial wall. Now it is not abutting. Now it is going smoothly inside the head. Confirmed in other view. Rotator changed to terminal impactor. And finally nail is pushed inside. right up to the subchondral area. This is how the incision looks after 2 nails. The third nail again is taken and bands are given in the same way. Posterior band, anterior band, and the medial band. After 2 nails, sometimes it is difficult to push them through the same hole and you may not find the space for it. In that case, I use the owl. I push the nails inside and make space for the third nail. Taken up to the fracture side, as the previous 2 nails were medial, I am taking now it in a lateral direction and little anterior direction to make the fanning. So now it will go little central and lateral to the previous 2 nails. We'll check in the lateral view, is not abutting the anterior wall. So now I have pushed it in. Terminal impactor is taken. So now it is going lateral to the previous 2 nails. So this is good fanning in the lateral view also. The fourth nail I usually take off 1 centimeter shorter just to prevent pushing of the previous nails while we are terminally pushing the nail in. Same bands are given, but I usually don't give anterior band in the last nail. It is pushed right up to the fracture site. I have again kept it little anterior and lateral. Again it is touching the anterior wall. So we'll take little posterior. I have turned it into the medial and posterior direction. This is the lateral view after that. As I have felt it's still touching the anterior wall, then I have again pushed it little posterior. So after confirming in the lateral view, now I have pushed it in. So now I will change it and I have to take care that I don't lose the eye contact. And now it is pushed finally. So now it is coming out lateral to the previous 3 nails. So this is a very good desirable position of the fourth nail. This is how it looks in the lateral view. At the anterior side, all the 4 nails are inside the medial cortex. The soft tissues invaginated are taken out with the artery forceps. You feel that all the nails are inside the medial cortex. Hardly 1.5 centimeter incision. Let us see the immediate post-op X-rays. This is the AP view. Very good fanning of the nails right on the calcar. Very good reduction. Fanning in lateral view also. All the 4 nails are seen inside the medial cortex. Lateral view. Now let us see 5 months post-operative X-rays. This was the AP view showing 100% union of the fracture with good implant position. There is no joint penetration. All the nails are in. And this is the lateral view. This is the final clinical condition of the incision. You can ideally find out the incision. Patient is able to sit cross-leg. Full flexion of the knee joint and hip joint. And this is how he walks without any aided support. Thank you.